Today's story is about a tragic incident that occurred among a family, on February 21, 2012, at Sujung Sauna in Norcross, Georgia. Chung-Soo Baek immigrated to the United States in the late 1980s, following an invitation from his older sister Gum-hee Baek. She was living near a U.S. Air Force base in Alabama where she ran a massage parlor that catered to soldiers stationed at the military base. While Gum-hee's business flourished, Chung-Soo didn't have a specific role there. During his stay with his sister, he observed how the massage parlor operated. Gum-hee would recruit elderly women through newspaper advertisements while working as a massage parlor worker in cities like LA or New York. The business thrived mainly in the evenings and appeared to be quite profitable. Feeling like he couldn't find a job where his sister was living in Alabama, Chung-Soo decided to go to New Orleans. With a desire to find work after he moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, where there was a concentration of Korean residents, he began searching Korean newspapers. One day, he came across an advertisement for a Korean-run cleaning service and contacted them. Since he could speak English, he secured a position as a management manager, and met the owner Sang-bok Lee. He had an interview and was hired immediately. The job involved cleaning places like companies or hotels at night. Many employees held part-time jobs during the day. However, he spent his time playing poker and drinking with Lee. The owner's two sons also worked at the cleaning company, and the four of them often socialized together, engaging in poker and drinking sessions. As the amount of money involved in their card games increased, Chung-Soo lost money often, and he was always short of money. Suspicions arose, leading him to believe that Lee and his sons were cheating him during the games, resulting in several disputes. Unfortunately, whenever he confronted them, the three of them would team up, hurling insults and angering him. Consequently, he developed a deep grudge against Lee and his sons, and decided to murder them all. To his surprise, he discovered that one of Lee's sons kept a gun beneath his chair during their card games. Subsequently, he devised a plan to bring a concealed gun into the room, holding a Bible to camouflage it, and engage in their usual game. While playing poker, Chung-Soo pulled out a handgun and indiscriminately shot and killed Lee and his two sons. After confirming their deaths, Chung-Soo placed the gun in his mouth, but fortunately the bullet missed vital areas, resulting in the loss of one eye. Following his arrest for first-degree murder, Chung-Soo expected to receive a life sentence. However, the Korean-American community in New Orleans rallied behind him. The Korean-American Association submitted a petition to the judge, vigorously working toward securing a not guilty verdict. This support was fueled by the resentment held by Lee's company employees and acquaintances, causing the Korean community to overwhelmingly side with Chung-Soo. His sister also collaborated with fellow Koreans in their efforts to save her brother. The claim that Lee and his sons had initially threatened Chung-Soo with a gun, leaving him no choice but to defend himself, gained widespread acceptance. Consequently, he was acquitted of all charges, with the Korean community playing a pivotal role in his exoneration. Due to his recent immigration and the misunderstanding of his true nature, Koreans seem to have misjudged him. However, after his acquittal, those around him noticed an increase in his malicious behavior. His disability stemming from the aftermath of the murder case, coupled with the stress it caused, made it challenging for him to find employment. In a turn of events, his sister decided to leave her job as a masseuse and moved to Atlanta, and she ran a Korean restaurant with Chung-Soo in Georgia. While running a Korean restaurant, Gum-hee met Kang, and they got married a few months later. After their marriage, Gum-hee closed the Korean restaurant and established Sujung Sauna in Norcross, Georgia. Operating 24 hours a day, the sauna offered nail, skin care and massage services in a traditional Korean-style setting. With a substantial population of Korean Americans in the southeastern region and approximately 70,000 Korean residents in the area, the business thrived. Additionally, they operated a hair salon adjacent to the sauna. Gum-hee, her brother Chung-Soo, and her sister's husband operated the sauna as partners after jointly investing in its opening. However, conflicts arose between Kang and Chung-Soo, leading to instances of physical violence. As a larger Jeju sauna opened in Atlanta and gained popularity for its cleanliness and modern facilities, the Sujung Sauna faced a decline in customers. Compounding the problem, Gum-hee developed a gambling addiction, neglecting the business. With declining revenues, Chung-Soo's aggression escalated toward his sister and brother-in-law. During this time, Chung-soo, who had invested $100,000 in the sauna, repeatedly asked his sister for the money back, but she claimed she had no funds to repay him. Chung-soo had plans to start his own business, but his sister's delays in repaying the investment hindered his progress. His anger grew, as his sister continued gambling and spending money. On February 21, 2012, Gum-hee proposed to her sister's husband, and Chung-soo, that they meet in the sauna in the evening to discuss their future business plans. They intended to address the operation of the sauna as they had recently filed for bankruptcy protection. The sisters couple had already arrived at the sauna, and Gum-hee cleared out the nail shop within the sauna. The sisters couple arrived, but Kong was a little busy, so Gum-hee and her sisters couple chatted in the nail shop first. At around 8:25 p.m., Kong was sorting out the day's sales in front of the counter. At this moment that Chung-soo entered and demanded the return of the $100,000 investment. Kong explained that he couldn't repay the money due to the poor state of the sauna. Concerned about inconveniencing guests, Kong took his brother-in-law to the nail shop. Soon after, a loud noise erupted from the nail shop. Kong was found dead in a chair inside the nail shop, while Gum-hee and her sister Baek Gum-suk were discovered lifeless on the floor. Kim, Gum-hee's brother-in-law, had been shot in the abdomen but was still alive. Unfortunately, he died while being transported to the hospital. Fortunately, none of the sauna's 20 guests and employees were harmed. Chung-soo, the prime suspect, took his own life. This tragic incident occurred at Sujung Health Sauna, where 5 people lost their lives on an otherwise ordinary evening. A friend of Kong was at the sauna receiving a massage at the time. After the massage, they planned to have a discussion with Kong. Approximately 10 minutes after the massage, they heard gunshots and remained quiet in the massage room. They witnessed Kim enter the room bleeding and collapsing. Kang's friend immediately called 911 and the operator advised them to carefully observe their surroundings. Upon opening the door, they discovered 4 individuals collapsed in the adjacent nail salon. The police arrived shortly after and found the bodies Gum-hee, her husband, her sister, and her sister's husband. The suspect Chung-soo was also found dead on the floor. CCTV footage showed an altercation between Chung-soo and Kong in front of the sauna, with Chung-soo appearing to have killed the 4 victims immediately after moving to the nail salon. Sauna staff reported that Chung-soo had been engaged in severe fights with Kong over a financial matter for the past 3 days. On the day of the incident, Chung-soo had an argument with Gum-hee before returning to the sauna around 8:20 p.m. Upon hearing the news of the murder at Sujung Health Sauna, the Korean American Association in New Orleans expressed regret for having supported Chung-soo at the time.